Here I am in all my dishevelled glory. Pat the hair down. It's my homage to the Kardashian way of life. I was just thinking that the other day. I wonder if Kim ever has done her own face really since she was a teenager. I've got great admiration for how she's morphed herself into an animated character, sort of a Sat's animation character. I don't think I could ever do it. So I have admiration for the effort it takes, but you know, just combing my hair sometimes is something I just forget to do. Particularly on a day like today, which was, I'm told, 44 degrees, and there's fires somewhere or other, and we're in a high fire danger zone. So there's a lot to think about. Anyway, today we are going to concern ourselves with the tarot number 15. Okay, the fallen angel, the devil. Now, I know I'm going to get flack about this, but if you're Christian, you're even more concerned with the devil than most others, because anytime things don't go right, you've always got a scapegoat there, the devil. You know, Satan or the devil or whatever you want to call that a part of yourself, it's always there. And this is a very unusual card. I've tried to think of it a number of ways, but upright, it is a negative card, and reversed, it is a positive one. See, none of the other cards are like that I can tell, or we haven't got there yet. So upright, it's a card of negative thoughts. It's kind of like the Adam and Eve card. It features a half man, half goat. In my cards, excuse me, I can see those. I've just been brushing the cat. In my card, you really can't tell it's half man, half goat unless you look at the feet, and you can see that the feet are goat-like. But he is wearing a big cloak over the top, so only the little tootsies will tell you that this isn't your ordinary guy. And also in mine, he doesn't hold bagpipes or anything remotely like that. He's generating the music because, of course, he's the devil. He can do that. He doesn't need to play the bagpipes or the flute. Krishna does that. So, although the goat is considered unclean by a lot of cultures, he does represent the scapegoat. Remember the story of Adam and Eve, you know. I really didn't want to eat the apple, but Eve made me do it, or the devil made me do it, or the snake made me do it, or something or other. So neither Adam nor Eve are prepared to take responsibility for their actions, and they're going to blame it on the devil. So we're always looking for someone to blame, and this gives you a good out. So on the devil's right are two chains, big ones, attached to a collar around a divided heart, which in my card represents the male-female energies. So the apple of temptation sits in the middle there, as it always does, pulling material and spiritual. It can represent a good outcome or a bad outcome depending on what you do. Are you going to take responsibility at last, or are you going to still blame? Right? Ultimately, your bondage to the devil is about your attitude and your point of view. It's got nothing really to do with the prison that you believe that you're in. The choice for good or evil is yours. It has always been yours. And you had the choice back when you were Adam or Eve, and you got chased from the garden. So this card, when you choose it, could represent a person who wants power at any cost. They don't care because they're not going to take any responsibility. I'm sure that you've met that kind of person, and I have too. That no matter what they do and no matter how terrible it is, they never take responsibility. It's always your fault. And their friends might back them up and it becomes really your fault, they believe. They have to believe that in order to stand beside this person. So really what it is the negative emotions holding you hostage and preventing your growth as a human being. And that starts with taking responsibility. So the Devil's card could also indicate addiction of any kind. Clothes, anything. I recently watched a program on plastic surgery. I'm sure you've seen it. And there was a woman there, she was quite young really, probably in her 30s, and she'd had about 30 operations on her nose. She was obsessed with her nose. Now, if you concentrate on your nose, no matter how beautiful it is, it does look odd in your face. If you stand back and you think, what is this thing? And she was doing that. She couldn't blow her nose. She couldn't use a handkerchief. She had to use a cotton bud. And guess what? She wanted more. But it was the addictions talking. It wasn't the fact that she was ugly. She was beautiful. It was just she was obsessed with this idea of the perfect nose. Maybe in the same way that Michael Jackson was obsessed with being white at any cost. They're addicted to the process, and doesn't matter how good the outcome is, they will not be happy. Kind of, if you're married to this kind of person, it doesn't matter how much you try, they're going to want the Liz Taylor, Richard Burton marriage, and nothing else is going to be good enough. They haven't woken up to the fact they're a human being yet. So can they have a relationship with themselves or anybody else? No. So the devil is in control in those cases. There's no freedom. There's none of that taking that wonderful step into freedom. No, that option is not there. It's dependence. So now's a good time, if you've got this card, to examine your humanness and your frailties and your need for short-term satisfaction as opposed to long-term gain. Always a question. Reverse card, you release the things that are holding you back. You seek treatment for your addictions and your obsessions. You move forward in your life. See how different that is. Once these are resolved, you have the latent power to be a leader, a magnetic personality, and you could attract all of life's good things. So, whilst you might have thought that the devil is not a good card, I'm sure that in the last few moments maybe you've changed your mind. I hope you have. Please hop on over to www.myyogabooks.etsy.com so you can have a set of these cards. I am doing my booklet. Well, it's not going to be a booklet. It'll probably be about 60 pages, and I'll do it so that you can download it. I've got most of it done. I'm inserting the pictures. I learned to do that on my very own, which is quite good. And every time I go there, I make it bigger. So yes, I think it'll be about 60 pages by the time I've completed it, and a really good addition to your Revelation Tarot library. It will also have the explanations of the 9 extra cards that I did, the Gates and Guardians. So it'd be really important for you to get those cards and start examining them now. In the deck, in the box, there is a small booklet, as there is with the Revelation Tarot deck. But this is going to be a biggie, and it will be on Etsy, and as I said, it will be 60-page long, and it will have chakras and a bit of astrology and numerology and anything else that I can bring into it to make the readings more interesting for you, even if you just do it as a personal development program. It's been one for me, I can tell you. Namaste.